Yeah.
ahead.
So now we have I put together a little game because of all the shenanigans that we see going on in the public eye with the leftist and their the courts and how the courts have failed us. I put together a little bit of a game for us to play, brother. So I hope you can. I'll ask you the question. You can answer it. If you get the right answer, it'll be one more point, and if you get enough points, which is a number that I haven't determined yet, if you get enough points, I figure I play this like the left does anyway. You then can get the ultimate award, which is a no prize. All right. So here's your first question, the trivia game. A Republican has a legitimate case of election fraud. He takes it to a court. What is the outcome?
Is it for me?
This is
Is he? Can I ask a question? Is he a Democrat or a Republican?
a Republican. It says a Republican has a
Okay.
legitimate case of election fraud.
Can I phone a bro?
No, there's no
Jimmy.
phone, bro.
What should I say? All right. He loses.
No standing, no point.
No standing. No standing. Well, wait a minute. Depends on when he files. If he files too early, they'll say it's moot and he has no standing. If he files after the election, they'll say it's laches, meaning he's waited too long and he has no standing. So basically, I guess you're right. It's
I'll
no
give you
standing.
half a point. I'll give you half a point. How about that? 0.5. Okay, 1,000 plus affidavits of election fraud goes to the media. What is the outcome?
It depends. Is he a Republican or Democrat?
No, it's 1,000 affidavits. It's a Republican.
Oh, then can I phone a bro now?
No.
What am I supposed to say?
What's the outcome?
Obviously,
What do you think?
Obviously, he loses.
No evidence.
No evidence.
No points.
Oh, okay. I'm doing good in this.
You bleach bit if you're a Democrat, and you bleach bit your server, deleting and destroying evidence. What is the outcome when the FBI investigates?
Strongly worded letter.
I'll give you half a point on that. I had no problem, no jail.
No prosecution.
I had no problem, no jail. Okay. Now, an ordinary citizen forgets to file a document with the IRS or forgets a key point in a conversation with an FBI agent. What's the outcome?
Is he a Republican?
He is an ordinary citizen, a Republican.
Well, then he goes to jail for 5 to 10 years. He loses all his fortune. Loses his house. His reputation. He's slandered by the media constantly, forever.
I'm going to give you 2 points.
Yes.
Too much of that. Go to jail. Do not collect $200. 2 points. All right. A state takes a case to the Supreme Court about election fraud from another state, and it disenfranchises its own citizens. What's the outcome?
The federal Supreme Court recognizes that there's been a wrong done here, steps up and does their constitutional duty, and
taking away a point.
What?
Taking away a point.
That could never happen.
No standing.
Oh, no standing again?
Come on, John. This is the real world. We're not talking about John. We're not talking about following the law. We're not talking about following the Constitution. What are you thinking? We're talking about the way it really is in the world we live in. A Republican or an ordinary citizen accused of breaking the law. What is the outcome?
He spends 5 to 10 years in jail. He has his house taken from him, all the money in his pension taken from him, and then he gets slandered by the media for the rest of his adult life.
I'm going to give you 3/4 of a point on that one because you missed the biggest part of it, which is the SWAT team comes in
and molests your wife.
And threatens to kill you.
Yeah, you're right.
Even though you're a 70-plus-year-old man.
Right, you're right. I forgot that.
No opportunity to defend himself and wasn't doing any problems.
Operating a life while Republican. Operating a life while Republican.
Yes.
Suspicious Republican on a bike.
All right.
Just shout out to somebody I know.
We're going to get to that. A wealthy, well-connected drug user is videoed using heavy drugs and sharing those drugs. The media does, or the media and the government does.
obviously they prosecute that individual because of the war on drugs.
I'm taking
and the
away
fact that millions
take
of
away
people
that
are in
3/4 of a
jail.
point right there.
Millions of people, James, don't tell me this is. Listen, millions of people are in jail and on probation or have been on jail and probation
You
for the
missed it.
illicit use of drugs. Don't tell
Wealthy,
me there's a video
well-connected
of an important
Democrat.
person. Don't tell me this
Video
is, what kind
I
of
think
what are you smoking over there?
Hunter Biden.
What?
The infamous Hunter Biden. He is, John, in fact, infamous. He is infamous because he's a drug user who got away with using the drugs, that nothing done to him, and the media covered it up. All right. Black man carrying a gun in a high crime area on his way to work a legitimate job. John, what is the outcome?
5 to 10 years. He loses his life and gets slandered for the rest of
Stopped and detained and arrested for protecting himself. I'm going to
Right.
give you 2 points for that one. All right. You're rolling, brother. You're rolling. Democrat doesn't file taxes for years. What's the outcome?
He's given more money, rewarded, pat back on the back.
I gotta
and the
give you a
media
point for that one.
lionize him as the greatest, the greatest since Obama.
I got to give you a point because I had allowed to pay back, no jail time, no consequence. But I like your answer better. All right. A vice president threatens to pull money if there is not a quid pro quo for his son's company. The media does?
Impeach him. Demand impeachment.
No, they ignore it, John. They ignore it. I'm taking away another point.
Oh, man. I wish I could get my news story straight.
All right. So a Democratic candidate, this is the last one. Democratic candidate pays for a fake dossier about a Republican opponent, gives it to the FBI, the media, and the deep state do what?
They sit on it because they don't want it to interfere in an election.
No, they resist with fake news, smear and slander President Trump, John. I take it away. You know what? You get no prize.
Where have I been for the last 4 years? How have I not been paying attention to this?
I don't know. All right. That's our game of the day.